Lomachenko team. He's been on bullshit since he lost to Teofimo, making up excuses and all the shit. Well, now, my man, if you want to come and get it, come on and get it. But stop all the bullshit about Devin has been one to fight. Devin wanted to fight you to have his opportunity to shine, and you neglected that for him. You know what I mean? So now to come back and say that who has he fought once again when you know he's the world champion and you don't have a belt, you know, it's blasphemy. And who did he fight when he got a shot at the world title? You see what I'm saying? In 1 or 2 fights, right? So it wasn't about that for him. So why do you change the narrative when it comes to Devin? That's the most disrespectful thing, is to then come back and say that he's a coward when he called you Lomachenko and he called you out, right? And then for him to say that he wants to fight you, then you ask, who has he fought? And you call him a coward. It's just no respect for the boxing game whatsoever. These guys say everything, but let's fight now.
Do you believe at 20 years old you're ready for that type of challenge?
I think you said his name wrong. It's Lomachenko, because he doesn't want to fight me. But it's I feel like I'm ready for the fight. This is the WBC mandatory. So Lomachenko, come on, man, let's get this fight going.
A lot of guys have said they want Lomachenko. You're the next on that list.
Lomachenko.
My mistake.
That was Team Haney calling out Lomachenko for the 100th times. And as recent as today, Devin Haney took to his Twitter, in which he stated, and I quote, "Where the fuck is Loma at? Question mark, lurking." End of the quote. Then Jorge Linares came out of nowhere by stating, "I don't think you are ready for April, but I am, and I'm waiting for you. Welcome March." So Devin quickly responded by stating, "Let's be real. A contract was sent to your team. Question mark. Did you decline? Because we haven't heard back. Question mark." Now, there is no telling what's going on with Jorge Linares. It sounds like he's taking a page out of Teo's book, because even Golden Boy's Gomez, he acknowledged that they received the contract. So what is Linares even talking about? However, that's another topic for another day. Furthermore, Vasyl Lomachenko responded to Devin Haney by stating, "I'm here. I'm waiting for you cowards to decide on a real fight and not on a Twitter fight." Shortly after, Devin Haney responded by stating, "Waiting is not your best bet. I would have think you learned that from the Teo fight. Shake my head." Now, for all of the slow-mo, that's a metaphor for the people that don't know, because Lomachenko, he was trying to wait Devin out by avoiding Devin Haney, taking an easier route against Teofimo Lopez. However, it backfired because he also lost to Teofimo Lopez. And obviously, Devin was talking about Lomachenko waiting forever inside of the ring to let his hands go. For the people that's not informed, Vasyl Lomachenko landed 7 power shots during the first half of the fight. For 6 rounds, he only landed 7 power shots against Teofimo Lopez because he was clearly gun shy. Nevertheless, the audacity for Vasyl Lomachenko to completely duck Devin Haney and now call him a coward is absolutely laughable, because the only coward in this equation is the person that was doing the ducking, which is Lomachenko, who waved the white flag. And why is Vasyl Lomachenko all of a sudden is pretending like he's not a fighter anymore, as if he's just on the sidelines being a boxing fan, like he completely retired or something, because that's what his statement sounded like. "I'm just waiting for you cowards to decide on a real fight." I guess Lomachenko haven't got the memo. You lost. You should be jumping in the mix, not waiting for them to fight each other. You should be calling out everyone to be part of the party. I was expecting Loma to say, "I'm here. Let's fight." And when I say let's fight today before tomorrow. See, that's what a real champion would say to get back to the top. However, at the moment in time, Lomachenko is living up to his nickname, Lomachenko. Then Lomachenko responded by stating, waiting is your favorite action because you still haven't fought with anyone. Devin Haney then quickly responded by stating, I was definitely waiting to fight you when I was your mandatory and you petitioned for the franchise title, aka the NBF Witness Protection franchise. Now you would expect Lomachenko to come out of the woodwork and call out Devin Haney. Since he's coming off a loss, Devin Haney has a belt, and it will be a big money fight and a legacy fight for Lomachenko. Plus, he gets to save face in the process for ducking Devin Haney in the past. Instead, Lomachenko, he comes out of the woodwork not to fight Devin Haney, but to make some more excuses to why he's not going to fight Devin Haney by stating, you haven't fought anyone. In other words, he's going to continue to duck Devin. The ducking season continues for Lomachenko. Because in all reality, it should be Lomachenko who's asking, where is Devin? Not the other way around. And then Loma came out with the dustiest excuse in the book by stating you haven't fought anyone. As if he don't know, Teofimo, he petitioned and requested the franchise witness protection just like Lomachenko did to duck Devin. Ryan is refusing to fight Devin and everyone else you could name. On top of all of the above, who did Corolla fight when Lomachenko fought him? How did he earn the title? Matter of fact, even a better question, who did Lomachenko beat to earn a title shot with Salido in his second pro fight? But he has the audacity to question Devin Haney, who is the champion and the highest paid. So Lomachenko literally doesn't have any excuse. Last but not least, Lomachenko responded to Devin by stating, you know perfectly well that it was not my decision, but you shouldn't complain about it because after that, they sent you the belt by mail. So Devin responded by stating, well, tell me, who made the decision? Let's make one thing clear. To expose Lomachenko express lies, here is the WBC president, Suleiman, clarifying that Lomachenko requested the franchise witness protection to duck Devin Haney.
How did you choose Lomachenko? Because
I did not choose him. He requested, Canelo requested. So we sent out a vote and we analyzed his history.
Ooh, Canelo and Lomachenko requested?
Absolutely.
Ooh, you just made headlines.
Lomachenko,
You just made headlines.
Lomachenko, top rank, requested. And let me tell you, we analyzed the request. Top of the top.
Define the franchise belt. Can you define it?
The franchise is not a belt. It's not a championship. It's a designation given to elite.
Now, just the fact that Lomachenko will use a page out of Teofimo Lopez's book, who he hates and envies, by stating, they sent you the belt by mail. That alone tells you the whole story. The irony of Lomachenko to request the franchise witness protection title through email, just like Teofimo Lopez did. And obviously, the pioneer Canelo Alvarez. Then turn around and call Devin Haney the email champion. That's equivalence of Loma and Devin about to fight behind the school. And then Loma calls Devin the B word. And as soon as they're about to fight, Loma takes off and runs home to duck the fight. Then the next day, Loma calls Devin in class the B word in front of all the people that watched him take off when they were supposed to fight behind the school. This is what Loma is doing. Therefore, we're going to put everything in perspective and put the whole absolute truth together like puzzle by putting the whole timeline in order. Now, one thing for sure and two things for certain, Devin Haney is the A-class boogeyman in the sport of boxing. When Devin was Lomachenko mandatory, he forced the pound-for-pound champion at the time, Vasyl Lomachenko, to surrender his belt to Devin Haney in order to avoid him instead of fighting him in the ring. At the time, Devin Haney gave Vasyl Lomachenko a new nickname. Matter of fact, a new last name, Lomachenko. Therefore, when Vasyl Lomachenko was stripped of his belt for avoiding Devin Haney, in order to save face, he applied for the NBF franchise witness protection that Canelo Alvarez is the pioneer of. Now, since then, Vasyl Lomachenko lost to Teofimo Lopez, in which Teofimo Lopez went from the takeover and changed over to taking parts, all because of Devin Haney. Instead of Teofimo wanting to become undisputed, he rather dispute by talking instead of fighting Devin Haney for the WBC title that Vasyl Lomachenko was stripped of for avoiding Devin Haney. Instead, Teofimo Lopez joined the witness protection program by requesting the NBF franchise witness protection title through email. Then Teo had the audacity to call Devin Haney an email champion. A few months later, Teo told the boxing world he was going to send Devin Haney a contract. However, Teo already announced his next fight against Composis, and that contract he supposedly sent haven't arrived to this day. Now, the reason we say Devin Haney is the A-class boogeyman, it's not just because Lomachenko and Teofimo avoided him. Beside the fact that Devin is calling out Tank, Ryan, and everybody else, would you believe Devin Haney owned mandatories are ducking him? The likes of Ryan Garcia, Fortuna, so on and so forth. They rather be entitled eliminators in order to eliminate each other for Devin Haney title when they can fight Devin Haney right away. In other words, Devin had no one to fight, while Ryan fought Luke for a title eliminator, and Linares was supposed to fight Fortuna for another title eliminator, when all of these four fighters could have fought him. This type of boogeyman status goes back all the way to Errol Spence, Iron Mike Tyson, Pretty Boy Floyd, and even then, you will usually find a real challenger down the corner that's hungry and willing to take the risk to make money. But not against Devin. That's why he the A-class boogeyman, because he even had a pound-for-pound champion, Vasyl Lomachenko, shook and forced him to surrender his belt. Now Devin mandatories rather eliminate each other instead of fighting him, like I said before. So with the facts being laid out, since Ryan Garcia want to bypass his title shot opportunity against Devin Haney, because we know he's not going to fight Gervonta, since Gervonta is about to announce his next fight, nor he's going to fight Manny Pacquiao, as the fight been officially off for more than a month now, which I'm gonna leave the links for all of these videos in the comment section below. Nevertheless, Eddie Hearn checked Ryan Garcia and told him, if you're not going to fight neither Pacquiao or Gervonta Davis, then you must fight Devin Haney, because the purpose of you fighting Luke was to become Devin Haney mandatory. That's why you're the interim champion. Now we know Ryan will do anything to duck Devin Haney for the meantime. I mean, he already made it clear. He said Devin Haney is my toughest opponent. I'm saving him last. He also said Devin Haney beats both Teo and Gervonta Tank Davis. I'd rather fight Tank next. But because he's not fighting Tank next, that means Ryan is available, which is a game changer to say the least. Let me emphasize, ironically, Devin made it clear on split decision. The reason why everyone wants to fight Ryan is because they believe he's the weakest link. I mean, think about it. Usually, fighters will turn down fights for a money fight. But do you guys know Devin Haney gets paid 3 times more than Ryan Garcia? Devin Haney gets paid more than Teofimo Lopez. Therefore, if it's about the money, how come everyone is interested in the non-champion Ryan Garcia instead of the champion Devin Haney, who makes more money? The answer is very simple. It's because, like Devin said, Ryan is the weakest link. At least that's how all of the fighters look at Ryan. They look at him as an easy come up. On the other hand, they look at Devin's title and the money they're going to make against him as their last paycheck and a title that they simply can't win because they don't believe they could beat Devin. Therefore, when Devin Haney tweeted, "Where the fuck is Loma?" that leads me to believe Ryan is on the verge to possibly stealing one of Devin Haney's opponents. We know Ryan avoided Linares in the past. So if Ryan is not going to fight Tank, he might want to fight Linares now. And you best believe Linares will sign the contract today if Ryan names on the contract. But if Devin Haney name on the contract, Linares is the type of fighter who will fight Devin, but he only going to fight Devin if Devin is the last option. So because of the fact Ryan is available, he could steal any Devin Haney potential opponents since they will rather fight Ryan than Devin Haney. That's why everyone calls out Ryan, but no one calls out Devin, even though they will make more money fighting Devin. Also, there's a title on the line. Furthermore, Ryan Garcia have been doing a lot of talking in the media. But the only thing I completely agree with is what Ryan said about Lomachenko. He said Teofimo Lopez did not destroy Lomachenko. He made it seem like he knocked out Lomachenko. At the end of the day, it was a close fight. So Teo needs to stop talking like he destroyed Lomachenko. And I completely agree with that, which makes Lomachenko a valuable opponent for Devin Haney since that's the case. At the end of the day, or at least the night, people want to see the rematch between Teo and Lomachenko. So they still believe in Lomachenko somewhat. And we know Teo is not going to fight Devin. We know Ryan is not going to fight Devin. We know no one at this moment in time is going to fight Devin. Even Lomachenko, coming off a loss, is not calling out Devin. However, there is a better possibility of Lomachenko fighting Devin than Teofimo Lopez at this moment in time. Because, truth be told, if Devin fight Linares, they're going to say he's avoiding Fortuna, even though Fortuna's own promoter admitted Fortuna avoided Devin Haney on more than one occasion and never petitioned to activate his mandatory position. On the other hand, if Devin fight Fortuna, they're going to say he avoiding Linares because Devin is on the coincidental list. He damn if he do, damn if he don't. On the other hand, a fighter on the hope list, if he do or don't, he will be praised. Therefore, the only way to get credit is fight Lomachenko. But even if he fights Lomachenko and beats Lomachenko, we already know the decafs and old media, they're going to pretend as if Teo completely destroyed Lomachenko and shattered his confidence, in which he's no longer the same. We already know what time it is. Therefore, in my humble opinion, the best way to go about it, there is rumors of Lomachenko possibly fighting Nakatani next. So, if Lomachenko completely smashed Nakatani, then Devin Haney could fight Lomachenko, in which that will eliminate any excuse coming from old media and all of the decafs. If Devin can't land a TO fight or any mega fight, then. So I believe that's the best way to go about it, because we all saw Devin Haney pull up on Mike Tyson. Obviously, Tio lied to Mike and told him that Devin didn't want to fight Lomachenko, even though Devin has Lomachenko belt. So the only way he got that belt is because Lomachenko was stripped for avoiding his mandatory that he had to fight. So Devin Haney pulled out receipts, DMs, in which Devin DM'd Vasyl Lomachenko, offering him a fight on pay-per-view in which Lomachenko was going to make more money than he made against Teofimo Lopez. And obviously, Lomachenko respectfully declined. Now keep in mind, Vasyl Lomachenko stated that his dream fight is Floyd Mayweather. Now ironically, Devin Haney's nickname is The Dream, in which Devin happened to be Floyd Mayweather prodigy. Let's even take it a step further. Devin said, "I will never lose to a white boy." And arguably the best white hope declined the fight. With that being stated, what is your thoughts on this potential fight or possible fight? Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe below and click on the notification bell to be continued on the next episode of Akhi, Akhi, TV. Peace, and we out here.